I was diagnosed with tendonitis and carpal tunnel in 1987. After many doctors' tests and misery, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia syndrome in 1989. My rheumatologist and I decided I needed to go to Mayo Clinic in 1995 for evaluation. There they told me I was one of the most advanced severe cases they had ever seen. My toughest test came when I experienced the domino effect and developed conditions on top of FMS. It became necessary to wear orthopedic shoes with specially custom-fitted lifts due to the burning, stinging, and swelling in my feet and knees. It was so severe that I felt as if I were walking on broken bones or glass. I literally dragged my left leg when I walked, a few months before he had reached the bed rest stage. In November of 1997, I became bedridden and prescribed 2,400 milligrams of Scalaxin a day on top of the other 15 pills I was taking, totaling 23 drugs a day. My husband had to care for me in virtually every way. I succumbed to severe depression. Then I found out about OPC. I now live a normal, nearly pain-free life worth living and do many things I was told I would never be able to do again.
Hi, my name is Lori. In 1986, I began to have problems with my legs. The right one would just buckle out from under me. To make a long story short, I ended up having 7 surgeries on my right knee. Then in 1999, I lost the use of my legs and was confined to a wheelchair. I had an MRI and a cerebral angiogram, and this confirmed that I had multiple sclerosis. The doctors put me on steroids, which got me out of the wheelchair. But I put on 63 pounds as the result of these drugs. I would wake up at night with terrible back pain. My headaches were terrible and my balance was out of whack. I was put on antidepressants and it helped to control these 2 conditions. In going up and down the stairs, I needed my husband to assist me. The fatigue was overwhelming and I needed a 1 to 2 hour nap every day. My memory was not great. My skin was covered in psoriasis from the drugs that I was on. I was walking, but hanging on to whatever I could to keep from falling. I tried many different things to help my condition, but each time I tried something, it would help for a little while and then would stop working. Then in August of last year came the relapse that I dreaded so much. After a visit with the doctor, his advice to go home and do absolutely nothing, not even knitting, I knew that this time I would stay in my wheelchair rather than do steroids again. It was at this point in my life that I was introduced to the oligomeric proanthocyanidins. I cannot tell you how much this affected my life. It was as if I had never relapsed. The energy boost that I get from OPC is great. The back pain has gone. The numbness in my bladder has gone, which was causing some major problems. My skin is cleared up. When I used to get up from bed, I had to wiggle my feet until I could get the needles and pins out so I could walk. I don't have to do that anymore. I used to have severe muscle spasms, and that's gone. I no longer need the drugs to get me by. My memory is getting better every day. I no longer have to have my husband's support or help to push me up the stairs. Now I go up and down all by myself, and one day I even ran up and down the stairs without holding on to the rail. There are so many other things that have happened to my life since taking the OPCs, but time does not allow me to tell you everything. I just wanted to say that OPC has given me my life back. I look after my house, drive again, entertain my friends more. My life is my own. I give thanks to God for blessing the OPC to my body's use.
I had to bring a crutch because I know I'll forget things, but at least I haven't got my metal crutches, and I'm very grateful to be here tonight without them. I have multiple sclerosis, and up until about 5 months ago, I could not get along without my crutches. For those of you who may not know what multiple sclerosis is, it is a nerve disease. It's very debilitating. Because our bodies have so many, everything in our body functions by what our nerves tell them to do. And that's why the different symptoms vary from person to person with multiple sclerosis, because it affects people in different areas of their body due to what nerves are being affected by the multiple sclerosis. It's a very, like I said, a very debilitating disease, and it has no cure. It has actually very few things that can be done to even help with the symptoms. A year ago, I went to my doctor, and I was looking for something to help me with my multiple sclerosis, and he said, well, we can put you into a lottery for the new treatment called beta-seron. So after quite a few months, my number did come up, and I was just elated because it had come up sooner than they had told me it would. And I was just so excited and immediately made an appointment with my doctor. I went in to see him, and he said, well, I'm sorry. You are no longer eligible to take beta-seron because you have slipped from what is termed exacerbating remitting MS to chronic progressive. I can't tell you how devastating that was. It was like the rug being yanked out from underneath you. I had no idea what changes were about to come into my life. My energy level was incredible. I mean, I was up from morning till night. I was vacuuming. For goodness sakes, my kids didn't know what to think about this. And it truly was amazing. On the third day, I was vacuuming, as a matter of fact, and my face started to itch. And I found myself scratching it. Now, that may not seem significant to you, like Mela said with the socks. It's not significant unless you realize that I had not had any feeling in that side of my face for 6 years. That was in 3 days, and I don't know why particularly it happened so quickly for me. But I knew there was something going on. And I knew if it was going on in my face, it was going on other places too. And the amazing thing about this is that with nerve diseases, nerves are not supposed to regenerate. Doctors will tell you that nerves cannot heal. The feeling in my arms and my legs is coming back. It has given me an enjoyable life. I can function on an almost normal basis, and it's absolutely wonderful.
Hi, my name is Lori, and I'd like to tell you where my life was about 2 years ago. I'm in my mid-30s, and I had lifetime allergies, especially to cats, which developed to seasonal allergies and then to asthma. I couldn't walk around without my inhaler. I also have muscular dystrophy. The type I have is myotonic dystrophy, and I also had a lot of back problems. The two together made basically any kind of movement very difficult, if not impossible. I also have 3 valves in my heart that are prolapsed, and without the exercise, because of my back, I was having a lot of irregular heartbeats and a lot of chest pains. I also had a condition for 2 years with my lymph nodes. One day they were just swollen, and I had to go through different medications, many biopsies, even removal of the lymph nodes because they were swollen, and the doctors just said it was nonspecific inflammation, and they thought that it was a pre-Hodgkin's condition. I began taking OPCs because I was hoping for some relief for my back problems. Within 4 to 5 minutes of taking my first dose of OPCs, I noticed an immediate surge of energy, and I thought, wow, this is pretty neat. Within 1 week, my asthma and allergies were completely gone. I have not used an inhaler. I do not own one. I could even sit with a cat on my lap for 2 hours without sneezing. My myotonic dystrophy and my back problems have basically gone away to where I can do whatever sports I want without taking muscle relaxers or pain medications. My heart is beating much better now. I don't have the so much irregularities. And my lymph nodes, I'm proud to say, within 2 to 3 weeks of taking the OPCs, my lymph nodes returned to normal size, which is something that the doctors were not able to do for 2 years.
Hi, my name is Rob Lattarulo. I'm a personal trainer, karate teacher with a specialization in nutrition. I've owned my own gym for 9 years. I also own a nutrition company. I've been asked to speak to you today about OPC and my experience. 2 years ago, I was introduced to OPC. I purged my body for 30 days before I went on the product, and I've been taking 8 servings a day since then. 2 before my workout, 2 after my workout, 2 before dinner, and 2 before sleep. The results I saw within 70 days was truly amazing. The muscle recovery and strength gains and muscle gains was unbelievable. I never in my life have ever experienced that in the 15 plus years that I've been in fitness. Over the last couple of years, I've put many of my clients on OPC, and we've seen tremendous results with this product. Everything from arthritis to diabetes, ADD in some of the kids in my karate class. The results have been truly amazing. This product, OPC, has literally changed my life and many of the lives of my clients.
Hi, my name is Katie Clark, and I was born with amblyopia, which is a nerve disease of your eyes. And when I was born, the doctors told my mom and dad that I was blind and that I would never see. And as I got a little bit older, my mom could tell that I could see, and that I could see things like animals and dogs, but I couldn't tell her what it was. As I got a little bit older, she took me back into the doctor, and the doctor told her that I could see out of my right eye, but I couldn't see out of my left eye, and that I would probably go blind later on in life. So they put me in glasses, and I wore very thick glasses going through school. And when I was about 7, the doctor recommended contacts for emotional reasons, not for anything medical, just so that I could feel better about myself. So he put me in contacts, and from that day on, that's pretty much what I've worn. Every time I've gone to the doctor, I'm supposed to go every 6 months, and every time I've gone in, my eyes have pretty much gotten worse. They haven't gotten any better, and when I got pregnant, they got worse, both pregnancies. About 2 years ago, which coincides with my last eye exam, about 2 years ago I went in and I had really bad allergies, and a friend of mine recommended OPCs. And I started taking OPCs for my allergies, and I did notice a difference with that. And about a month ago, I started getting really bad headaches. And to rule my eyes out, I knew it had something to do with my eyes, and I really thought that my eyes were worse. And I went into the doctor, and he looked at me, and I brought in my old contacts and my glasses, and just to get the prescription off of them. And he said, "Oh, your eyes are bad, your eyes are bad." And so he sat me on the chair, and he did an eye exam. And he stepped back, and he said, "Do it again." And so I, told him what was on the chart again and everything. And he stood back, and he looked at his chart again, and then he looked back at me, and I really thought something was wrong, and I got really worried, and I knew he was going to tell me that my eyes were worse. And he said to me, "Cover your right eye." And this is uncorrected. I didn't have glasses on or anything. And he said, "Cover your right eye and look at the chart." And I said, "Okay." So I looked at the chart, and he said, "What do you see?" And I said, "I see the E." And he said, "Do you see anything else?" And I said, "I see the S and the L." And he said, I could never see that before with my left eye. And he said, "Okay." And then he said, "Do it again." And I said, "Okay." And I did it again for him. And he smiled, and he said, "I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing right." Because I've never seen an improvement like that. He said, "You went from not seeing the E at all to seeing the S and the L below it." He said, "Your eyes have definitely gotten better." And the only thing that I can contribute to that is the OPCs, because that's the only thing I've changed. And for 28 years, I never saw an improvement. He put new contacts on. I took them home, and I was amazed at my drive home because I could see everything, and it was shocking. And then that night, when I went back to pick up the contacts, he had ordered contacts for me, and when I went back to pick them up, he of course asked me what I did, what it was that I was doing to make my eyesight better. And I told him that it was the OPCs, and I gave him a book, and just so that he could put it in my chart, so next time I went in and hopefully my eyes were better, he would know why. And I can't say that it's a cure. I know I can't say that, but I will say that whatever it did, it helped. And it was very special to me. And I know that people who don't have eye problems don't know how important it is, but when you can go from not seeing the E on the chart to seeing the E on the chart, it's amazing.